Right. All right. So, hey, when it comes to technology, where there's a will, there's a way. So we weren't able to get on Facebook this morning like we love to do, but here we are on our weekly meeting with all of the success partners, and we're recording. And so this is going to be a recorded version, and that's okay, right? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
Good morning, everybody.
So excited. So I had a lot of fun. With the weekly winning word this week, openness. I don't know if my mind was just a little more creative or if I really love the word. It just is that word that kind of ties into integrity, which I'm all about. So the definition of openness is the quality of being honest and not hiding information or feelings. And so that's our topic of discussion today. And in the article, we talked about 5 benefits of an openness attitude. So as always, I love to hear the feedback from all the success partners. It's usually so good. That's why we want to bring it out to our communities so that we can give all you listening ears the opportunity to get some insight from our success partners. So what did you guys think when you saw the weekly winning resource and the weekally winning word?
Funny, because I was thinking, how much time do you have for this?
Yeah.
Are you serious about this? We're just gonna have to proceed with caution on openness.
Proceed with caution on openness. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think my mind went this week, believe it or not, I actually went more to a serious place when I saw the word for the first time, and it really took me back to my own revelation and my own decision when we first met, and then all the way back to my sobriety birthday. In order for all of these things to happen, for this personal success, this growth, you have to have open and honest conversations with yourself. And that's kind of what this word triggered for me is there's a level of humility. There's so many things that you have to come to grips with, facing your past. The article, which great job, by the way, once again, alludes to secrets, keeping secrets, the feel that you need to hold those things. Well, unless you're open to the idea of letting stuff like that go, you're never really going to achieve the level of success that we're hoping that you do. So yeah, open and honest conversations with yourself is where my mind went.
Yes, I love that, because in order to be open with others, you got to be honest with yourself, and you have to have those honest self conversations, right? And reflections. And so, yeah, it's hard to do sometimes, because I think we run from self-reflection because we don't want to take that all in. We don't want to have those honest conversations with ourselves. So it's even hard to be open with our own selves. I love that, Kurt.
Well, and I think the fear, again, this is starting out much more on a serious note than usual, but the fear is that we're the only people in the world that hold on to these secrets or this shame. And what you're going to find out is if you are open to letting some of it go, no, that's not indeed the case. We all have things that and I still do today. Nobody's perfect, but you have to make this a part of your growth in order to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I talked about this at a conference a few years ago. And I never had my maiden name on my social media page, because I always thought, you when you grow up and all the crazy things you do in your life, and you're like, made the mistakes, the people you hurt, right? And you're just like, I don't want anybody to come sneaking up from my past, telling all my new friends how terrible I am.
Awesome.
Isn't
That's
it
the truth.
true?
Tell the truth. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm being open.
Yeah.
And one day, God, there were some people that I really felt in my heart, like, I wish I could go back and apologize. I'd give anything. And I had a conversation with a group of my close Christian friends that I pray with. And one of them said, it's not a good idea because they might not be at the level you're at. And they had an experience where they tried and they said, it's just pray about it. Ask God if you give you the opportunity, if it's something that needs to be done. And that's what I've always done. So one day I thought, you know what? They can't even find me. If ever they wanted to send me an email that says, you're a horrible person for what you did, I can't, even to give me an opportunity to apologize, they probably would have a hard time. So I thought, okay, I just felt a conviction in my heart that I needed to be open, put it out there. This is who I am. So I went back and I changed my Facebook profile so that it shows my full name with my maiden name, where I'm from. So anybody, if ever wanted to reach out to me, they could. And so I don't know, it's a little thing like that. But for me, in turn, it gave me some freedom. It was that number one, a clean conscience, right? It gave me that clean conscience that said, I'm opening every opportunity. If anybody from my past is harboring anything that they ever want to confront me about, they have the opportunity. And it just gave me a little bit of peace. I don't know, weird.
That's great. That's great. I love that. I love that. That's one very good trait that I really love about you, Kim, is your transparency. That's being open and honest to just go back into maybe some dark times or things that, you just didn't feel very good about, and to be able to acknowledge those things. And it is freeing. That's very, very freeing. And it's good for us to hear that. But I think about my students, being in the classroom, it just depends on the culture. How open are you? What happens when you come out and you really share your true self of what's going on in your family? There are a lot of kids who are taught you are not to be open. So, and when it takes them, when they get older, they have to get to a place where they can unlearn some of those things in order to grow. Because it's just, if I come up and I show you, or if I tell you something, you might come back and the fingers are going to point to my family. So I have to keep these secrets because it keeps me safe. I can't snitch. I can't snitch.
Oh, I just got one of those little, I think that's what happens. People think that secrets keep them safe, but they don't. Secrets don't keep you safe. Secrets can make you sick. Secrets, they don't keep you safe. And there's scripture that says that all dark will come to light. And I have told my kids this their whole lives. No matter what you do, ultimately, it's going to come to surface. The light will shine on it. You will have to face the consequences somewhere, sometime, somehow. And I love that, because that kind of goes along. It's like, we do think secrets keep us safe, but they don't. That's a lie from the devil.
Yeah, right. Especially when you get to a point where you really understand that. If you don't know that, then your secret is all that you have. I think about, I work for this, and this was a principal, but I remember teachers saying that, well, he's kind of a touchy-feely guy, and I'm like, what does that mean? He's a touchy-feely guy. And they had accepted that because they wanted to keep their job. So they were not opening up. There are a lot of people who, the truth will set you free, but it also gets you fired too. Or, and at that time, where people may not have been as empowered as we are now,
right?
With speaking up for yourself. And I'm like, he does what? No, that's not acceptable. That's right. No way. I tell my husband and my dad, so.
And these are all,
any thoughts? Oh, sorry, Kurt.
These are all great points. And it takes me back to what I say, there's a certain level of caution that you have to take. But I believe that, like I started with, if you if you start with yourself and have those open and honest conversations with yourself, hopefully the rest of these things that you're bringing up will fall into place.
Absolutely. Molly.
But that's great things. I'm glad you brought it up, Jackie, because they're definitely considerations that have to be taken seriously.
Yes. Oh, sure. My thoughts on this are number 4 in the article where it says stress is a killer, literally. And so being open and honest, I do think like it just depends on the situation. Like I'm more comfortable one-on-one or in person, not necessarily on social media sharing family stuff, but some, like some of the things that I've been through, like, I was a young mom. I was a mom for the first time at 19, and it was a tumultuous, not a healthy relationship with her father at the time. So that is something that I'm open about when I feel the opportunity will help somebody else by being honest, saying, hey, I had some domestic violence going on when I was, a young mom, and I try to help connect people to the Center for Prevention of Abuse and things like that behind the scenes. And, I'm able to talk about, just different situations that I feel will help people. So I definitely think that by being open and when you can help other people's is so important. I mean, that's why we're here, is to be there for other people. We're not supposed to be alone. I also
she disappeared again. There you go.
Oh, there. So I also believe that, we don't have to I like to keep a lot close to the chest or my cards close to the chest, or I'm not sure of that expression. I don't think I'm saying it right. Where you're not showing everybody your deck of hands, the deck of cards. And so I think sometimes it's okay, but when we have the opportunity to help other people, and definitely when it comes to ourselves and our families and our immediate circle, we absolutely have to be honest about what we're doing, the choices we've made or are making, and things like that, for sure. Because otherwise it is a killer. You can have anxiety, you can have high blood pressure, you can have, heart attack. I mean, there's, overeating.
Well, I think what I hear you saying is, like I said, and we don't want to air out our dirty laundry for right. There's a fine line. But if you want to have lasting, meaningful conversations, which lead to meaningful relationships, which ultimately is a key component for success, it has to start with openness. We have to have absolutely openness. I love there's no shame in my game. I know you guys have heard me say that a lot. I say it all the time. Except for I say there ain't no shame in my game. And I really, and I don't mean that I'm going to get out and roll out my red carpet and tell the whole world every mistake ever made. But what I mean is that under the right circumstances, if God is calling me to share my testimony with someone that I think it would encourage them or help them get through whatever they're going through, I am willing. I'm willing. I'm able. I have no secret. If you ask me and you want to know, I will tell you anything about me that you want to know. But I don't just go putting it out there, right. You got to be careful with that. True. All right. Well, we've run out of time. I know Kurt, he always, he wants to make sure that everybody knows how they can join our community and be a part of this awesome, really, just this community of success. We're just here to be the best version of ourselves and helping each other develop. And that's what it's all about. How can somebody join, Kurt?
I've decided.org, become a Launch My Success member, takes 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And you can get live coaching with one of these awesome success partners.
And I hope they'll continue the conversation going. I mean, we never ever finish. We just started, but
yes, we
keep
can
talking, keep the conversation going. Keep it going.
I'll leave you with this quote. There's no greater agony than bearing. Sorry, let me start over. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. And that's Maya Angelou.
It's my Aunt Maya.
I just love that quote. So you guys hang tight for 5 seconds, okay? But anybody that's watching this recording, we want to just thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. Please drop your comments and thoughts in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Show us some love, and we will talk to you guys soon. Have a great week.